Hello, everyone. As last week, our upcoming Sabbath service includes a special theme and title, Shabbat Hachodesh, Sabbath of the New Month. Next Tuesday, we begin the Hebrew month of Nisan, the month of Passover. In honor of Nisan, this Saturday, we will include a second Torah reading from the book of Exodus, a reading which details the initial Passover in Egypt. The reading begins with the words, Hachodesh hazeh lachem. This month, that is the month of Nisan, will be for you the first of months. Shabbat Hachodesh takes its name from the word Hachodesh, or this month. I want to share two observations about our special reading. First, anyone familiar with the Jewish calendar recognizes that Tishrei, the month of Rosh Hashanah, serves as the first month of a Jewish New Year. Why then does our Torah describe Nisan as the initial month? Claiming both Nisan and Tishrei as the first month of the year will reflect two distinct perspectives. Nisan represents the more official beginning of the Jewish people as a nation and established faith. Jewish peoplehood begins with the Exodus, and therefore Nisan reflects our specific history as Jews. Tishrei, on the other hand, celebrates the birthday of the world, a more universal statement. One month focuses on our specific Jewish history, while the other acknowledges world history far beyond the limited scope of the Jewish people. Years ago, in an address to rabbis, teacher and colleague Rabbi Harold Kushner recalled a Yom Kippur experience in Brooklyn at a time when the Brooklyn Dodgers were playing in the World Series. People attending synagogue were fairly observant, yet even as they were immersed in the Yom Kippur Kol Nidre worship, they knew the score of the game. He explained that as Jews, we are immersed in two distinct yet linked worlds, our more insular Jewish world and the world at large. Both are essential to our lives. Applying Rabbi Kushner's thinking to the Jewish calendar, Nisan reflects our more insular Jewish world, the world of our designated faith. Observing Tishrei as the official new year calls attention to our living in a global world, a world we navigate daily to live, learn, work, and socialize amidst the realities of a greater community. We live in the world of Nisan as well as the world of Tishrei, but we acknowledge Tishrei and its global implications as the month which reflects our living in a universal setting. I share a second observation about the special reading for Shabbat Hachodesh. The narrative begins with a description of how Passover is to be observed in Egypt. Families will slaughter and roast a lamb and then dab its blood on their doorposts before fleeing from Egypt during the night. There is still a community in Israel which follows the biblical practice of slaughtering an animal. When, as a student, I visited that community at Passover time, I considered them to be from an alien planet. Judaism over the centuries has evolved significantly from the time of the Torah. Each subsequent generation, influenced by era and circumstance, contributes its unique character to Jewish ritual Jewish practice, and Jewish faith. And the Torah, in the reading itself, advocates for such an evolution. Here's what I mean. After describing the Passover in Egypt, the narrative, in seamless fashion, shifts to a description of how Passover is to be observed in future generations, with focus on a 7-day observance, on removing leaven, chametz, from our homes, and on eating matzah for the duration of the festival. The special Hachodesh reading, subtly yet emphatically, presents a blueprint for future Passovers, not focused on sacrifice or blood, but rather on a set time for the holiday, on chametz and on matzah. The Torah institutes a future Passover to be compatible with future Jewish generations and to be observed for all time, rather than live for today as its ultimate motto. The Torah emphasizes live both for today as well as for tomorrow and far into the future. So however we observe the Passover holiday and the Seder, my hope is that we will appreciate the Torah's concern for a Jewish people passionately engaged in a meaningful celebration which transcends any one designated time or place. As such, the Torah may document ancient history, but it envisions a Jewish people loyal to its faith in perpetuity. Shabbat Shalom.